everyone, and welcome to the Red Brick House. My name is Susan, and here on this channel I like to make things and share them with you. And today is a special day because today is the fall equinox. And here in the US we call it the first day of fall. And I wanted to do something kind of fun and different and special today. I wanted to make a little eco-printed little slow stitch project, if you will. I'm not exactly sure what to call it, but I would like to kind of take some time today to do a little slow stitching, and then what I want to do is I want to kind of wrap that piece up with different things. Like I have a pine cone outside, I might put in a rusty nail or something. And we don't really have fall leaves right now that have fallen off the trees yet, because here in Texas where I live, we don't really get fall leaves falling from the trees until December. So, but what I want to do is I want to wrap all that up, and I want to put that out in my butterfly garden, and I'm going to leave it there until next year on the next fall equinox in 2025. And then I'm going to open that up with you on camera and we'll see what it looks like, how it transformed. I think it would just be a really fun experiment. I have been wanting to experiment with some eco printing, or dyeing some fabrics in a natural way. I'm really interested in doing some things like that. And so I think this is going to be the first of many little projects like that, because I would love to just dye the fabric and then then use it for my slow stitching. And so I think that will be a lot of fun. And so with that said, let's get started. Okay, so I have some fabric here, and then I have some different colors of embroidery thread. I thought long and hard about how I was going to do this, or what I was going to do. And I really wanted it to be fall oriented. We could talk about the balance of day and night, light and dark. There's lots of things that we could do here. But I really wanted it to be fall related. And so I was thinking about why I like the fall season so much. It's my favorite season. And I think I love it because here where I live, we have very long, very hot summers. And so when the temperatures start to cool down, it's just such a relief. It's just like such a breath of fresh air coming in, and that's what I want to display on my fabric today. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I have some warm colors, and then I have some cool colors. So I pulled out these. I put the green in there just so I don't want it to look, when I start stitching, I don't want it to look like fire and ice, or fire and water, which, I don't know, those are other opposites. But I didn't want it to look like that. So I put kind of a really pretty green in here with this that I'm probably going to use. And I think I'm going to stitch that on one side, and then I'm going to use the cool colors here. I have a variegated DMC that's gorgeous. Whoop, that's beautiful. I don't know if I have, let's see, 53 is the number on it. But it's just really, really pretty. If my camera will focus. And then I have just some other two colors here. It's just some, kind of cool toned colors. And so that's what I pulled out. And then I also wanted to show you something I picked up recently. Are these just like ribbon or trim remnants? And they're just really beautiful golden fall. To me, they look like fall anyway. Just kind of neutral colors here. So I don't know. I might incorporate some of these into this. I may not. I'm not sure yet, but I do kind of want to open it and look at some of them. And then another thing I found. Look what I found. I found this today at the grocery store. We went to Walmart, and it's Lions brand DIY Glow. This glows in the dark. How fun is that? It is 100% polyester. At first I thought it kind of felt like cotton, but when I looked on the back, it is polyester. But I think I'll use this for a whole different project. But I just wanted to show it to you because it might not be around for long. But I thought that was really cute. I was like, okay, I'm getting at least one of those. I do have an idea for it, so maybe you might see this in an upcoming video. But I just wanted to show you because I thought it was really cute. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to open these up before I start stitching and just kind of see if there's something in here I might want to use. I think I really like this one. All these little trims. I just think they're so cute. Okay, so it looks like, I didn't know how long these were. I love stuff like this. It's just usually they're in like super duper bright like neon colors, and I don't usually use those kind of colors. So I was like, either I've got to dye them. I was watching K3N and her dyeing, her like natural dyeing and stuff, and how she dyes stuff with tea to tone down the colors of certain fabrics and things that she might not love as much. And so I mean, I guess I could do that, but when I saw this I was like, oh, these are so perfect. They're so pretty. So I don't know, I may incorporate some of these. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm gonna start stitching first and kind of see where that takes me. I kind of have an idea, but not really. I'm just gonna be kind of playing around with this, so to speak, because I'm kind of new to slow stitching, and you know, I feel like the difference between calling something a slow stitch versus calling it embroidery, which, I mean, slow stitch is embroidery work, but slow stitch is about the process of doing it and not the end result. So me playing around with this, you know, I don't know what the result is going to be really. Like, I kind of have an idea in my head, but it really doesn't matter how it turns out, honestly. I'm just experimenting and playing around here, and we'll see what happens. I kind of want to play around with some different stitches. I've been trying to learn different embroidery stitches. If you follow some of my other videos, I talked about that a couple of different times. And I'm not applying anything onto this. I'm just going to stitch straight onto it. And so I want about half of my fabric to be in these warmer colors and about half of the fabric to be in the cooler colors. And I want to display just heat. And I'm thinking about air. I'm not thinking about like, I don't know. I'm not necessarily thinking about like any certain one object. So I think I'm just gonna do a running stitch. I'm just gonna go for it here, and we'll just kind of see what transpires here. I want to try doing some different types of running stitch here. So I think what I want to try is like I don't know the name of it. You probably know better than I do, I'm sure, because like I said, I'm new at this. But I've watched, who was it? I think I was following Marion from Marion's World, because I was following her like oh, what do you call it? Like her like learning how to embroidery. I was following her videos, how she was doing her weekly videos of stitching, and I think it was her where I saw her do 2 lines of running stitch, and then she wove the thread in between those and made like a zigzag, and I thought that was so cute. And it probably has a certain name. I don't know the names of all stuff like that, so, but I'm going to try it out. I'm not sure, I don't remember if my stitches need to be across from each other or not. So, you know what? We're playing here. We're experimenting. So I'm just going to do it and enjoy. This is so lovely to stitch through. I've been doing a lot of quilting and things like that where I don't know, I've been just like, have a lot of layers to stitch through, and just stitching through this one piece of fabric is so nice. I can see why people, you know, enjoy doing this. Just enjoy the fabric in your hand and how the fabric changes and the threads, and it's so interesting how the choices that we make in the kind of thread we use, the kind of needle we use, the kind of fabrics we use, it all plays a part in how your experience is. I think that's really interesting. So I'm just going to keep going here. I'm almost to the end. And you know, September's a very interesting month for me because, well, not interesting, special is what I meant to say, because it is also my daughter's birthday in September. My daughter was born in September, and so, you know, it's a very special month. So when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about her and if I would want to do something based on her, you know. Okay, I'm not sure where I want to go yet. I don't know if I need to, how I want to do this. If I want to, I think I'm just going to go from here. Let's just see what happens. I don't know. I may just like scrap this video and start over. Who knows? Who knows what this is going to turn out like. But like I said, I'm just playing around. Maybe I should have alternated my running stitch. But you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. I love how Marianne on her channel, how she says, she talks about taking the needle for a walk and like just letting, you know, just kind of letting yourself wander around on the fabric. I think that is just so wonderful. I would even like do a quilt that way. Instead of, you know how you have these long arm quilting machines and they make beautiful patterns that are all thought out and everything. But what if you just, you know, did some random things? I'm going to go back the other way. Let's see what that looks like. What if you just did some random stitching on a quilt? Like, what would that look like? I think it would be fun. I wasn't intending to make like a pattern here, but this is kind of neat. This is kind of fun, actually. This is a lot of fun. Just playing around with this. Now I'm going to stitch down behind this, I think, and hopefully that will stay. It looks kind of weird at the bottom there. But it's not about how it looks. And see, you know, I'm a recovering type A personality, so I get really caught up in the way things look, like how the end result is. And so I think this is a good thing for me to practice and to do. Maybe not all the time, but maybe just some of the times. Okay, I'm going to try to kind of, I'm going to do a different color now. So I'm just going to kind of weave this in and out through here. Okay, I really like how that looks. That looks kind of neat. I did not plan that at all. That's really a lot of fun to kind of play around. Okay, I'm gonna go with the green. What color is this? These are DMCs. I got these different colors here on my birthday. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. I hope you can see what I'm doing good. I'm gonna zoom it in a little more. I had it out so that you could see all the colors and everything. So, okay. So I'm going to try this DMC. It is a 3052. I love this color, the sagey green color. I think that's all I need. I don't need much for this. And I'm using 2 strands. Oh, I guess I should pull them out one at a time. I was trying to do 2, but it's a little difficult sometimes. Oh no. Even when I pull it out one at a time, sometimes I still get tangled up here. Okay. There we go. So I was talking about how my daughter was born in September and she just turned 12 years old. I can't believe that. I'm going to have a teenager next year. It's just unbelievable at how fast time goes by. You know, we need to cherish our days because it just goes by so fast. But I was thinking about how when she was born, it was a very hot summer. I was pregnant through the hottest, at my biggest, part of being pregnant, and at the hottest time of year. Obviously, I did not plan that, but it the day that she was born, we had no rain hardly at all in months. And the day she was born, it rained and rained. And even the day after she was born, it rained and rained and rained. So I thought that was funny. I'm not very good at French knots, or I would do French knots through here. And these little like open spaces, I would do that there. But anyway, but I had thought about doing a piece thinking about her and thinking about that day, and I thought about had thought about doing some rain, but then I changed my mind. Maybe a different time, maybe another year. I thought about starting to do like a slow piece, starting next year doing a slow stitch piece like once a month, and have a little like yearly book of a little slow stitch for every month of the year. But I'm so excited to leave this outside and to see what happens in nature, to see what nature does to my work here. Now I'm going to come back across here. I'm going to take my needle to the back first. And I'm just going to make a few lines of running stitch. I may even do some cross hatching. This time I'm not going to bother about if my stitches are even. But I'm kind of doing it just like without thinking about it. I could sit on YouTube and watch people just slow stitch like this, like forever. Like, oh, I know it's kind of like you get on Pinterest and people talk about how, you look down on Pinterest and then you look up and like 2 hours have gone by. I could totally do that with this kind of thing. And just, I like to watch people do it because it's just like, it just changes and you just sit there and watch it change before your eyes, and it's so lovely. So I've really been wanting to do some of this myself. Not necessarily make videos about it, but just to do it. So I wanted to do something for the fall equinox. I wanted to do another one when the winter solstice comes, and then the spring, and then the summer solstice as well, and just kind of see what happens. I think it will be a lot of fun. And I'm going to put all of these outside. So I was walking around in my yard yesterday and I found a little pine cone that I think it used to be in my compost. And I think when I was shoveling my compost and moving it to my garden, I think it got dropped and left there on the ground. And so I have a little piece of a pine cone that's all kind of withered away. There's not much of it left really. And so it was perfect. I was like, I'm going to use that. I'm going to wrap this fabric around it. And I'm going to use that for my eco little bundle here. I don't know what to call it. It's not a book. I know a lot of people do books, but it's just going to be just a little piece of fabric. This is a hard time of year because we haven't gotten into, rain yet again. It's still very hot here. We had a little cool spell. It had gotten into the 80s for about a week, which was really nice. And then this week is a new week, and it's right back into the 90s. I think today's high is around 95 or 98, something like that, Fahrenheit. So we're still pretty hot here, but it's okay because I know that that's going to change soon. And I can't complain because this summer has not been bad at all. But I know that fall will get here one day. It takes us a long time here in the southern U.S. to receive fall weather. Typically for us, it doesn't really cool off nicely until after Halloween usually. Usually around Halloween we have a cool spell, and then we never usually get back up, like super hot after that. So it's coming. It's coming. We'll be here soon. The days will be getting shorter. I can already tell, the sun's getting lower in the sky, and so it's happening. Okay. So my piece is going to lay like this. And so I think what I want to do is I really would like some curvy lines. I want some curvy lines going up. And I'm going to try something different here. So we'll see how that goes. I hope I'm staying in frame and I'm not going out where you can't see me, because sometimes I'm not good at that. I'm really not a great videographer person because I never really videoed myself ever doing anything. I always video my child doing lots of stuff, but I never really am one to video myself until I started this YouTube channel. So I'm still learning. Even though I started this channel in January, I'm still learning things. How to do things, editing things. And I'm sure that's kind of how life is, You're always learning. All the time. I apologize if my hands look not nice. We've been staining our fence, and I still have some stain remnants on my nails and on my hand, and hopefully it doesn't show up on the camera. It was really bad. I had it all over, and I was trying to scrub and get it off. I was like, I don't think I'm going to film a video today because I had planned to. And then when I saw how bad my hands looked, I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not brave enough. But we had to repair a part of our fence. We got from when we had that bad storm back in the spring in May. We've had our roof done now. We've had then we did the fence ourselves. So we had a section of the fence that we fixed right after the storm that I videoed here on my channel. And then we had another section of the fence where some guys that were helping Encore came out and took the tree down that was fallen over and damaged in the storm. And when they did, they kind of damaged our fence in the process. But our fence was old. I mean, we've lived here for about 13 years. And so, I mean, our fence is 13 years old. So, you know, I mean, it's getting up there. And cedar doesn't last forever. It lasts for a long time. It doesn't last forever. Especially when you have a gigantic tree falling, or pieces of a gigantic tree falling on it. You know, it's kind of to be expected. So we replaced that, and we needed to stain it because our insurance had included stain in our I don't know, like what they covered for our fence. So because our fence was stained before the storm, even though it had kind of weathered away, it didn't even look that nice before then. And so in order to get our depreciation back, we had to stain the fence or show that we stained it. And so we did, even though it's old. It's a very old fence, like I was saying, and we're going to end up replacing that later. So it's kind of like we had to do a lot of work for, you know, when it's going to all get replaced eventually. So, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to use that depreciation to repair, you know, the rest of the fence, really. It's not any kind of like, woohoo, we're getting money back. It's really not like that. We just need to use it to, you know, fix other things in our house. And that's what it's for, you know, so it's going to work out good, I think. It kind of looks like an elm. Okay. Now, I might take a look at these ribbons. Let's see if I might want to put something over here in here. Let's see. I really like this really like little thin one here. I wonder if I can pull it out. Oh, I did. It's got some little, like something caught on it there. But look at that. It's really pretty. I think I might put some of that down. Let me couch it down. I'm not sure. I've never couched anything before, so that could be fun. I kind of want to do it like, I don't know how I want to do it. I kind of don't want it to be straight like this. Then it'll look like a border, maybe. I don't want it to look so straight. I don't know. I'm going to cut a piece off. We'll see what I can do here. I'm going to go back to my yellow. Use it again. It's kind of the similar color to this. It's very similar. Okay, I'm going to use that. Maybe I'll open it up like that because it kind of wants to do that. Ooh, I wonder if I could twist it. Maybe. I wonder if I could twist it. It kind of wants to be like that. That's kind of funny. Okay. Well, maybe we do it like that. Okay, friends, I was so involved in my stitching here that I completely forgot that my camera only records for 30 minutes at a time. And I wasn't paying attention to that because I was so like I don't know, I was just in the zone doing this stitch work and being happy with it and totally forgot about my camera. So I don't know at this moment until I go back and start editing. I don't know, you know, where it stopped recording at, but this is where I am right here, right now. And I'm going to do a little bit more. And then I'm going to start with the blue. So earlier I was talking about how I was just really not a great videographer. And see, now you know. I wasn't joking, for real. It's just how it is. I just forget things sometimes. Okay. So I'm going to work with this orange a little bit. And let's see. I'm going to do the orange some more. Trying to decide what I want to do here. You know what? I might just follow this little arc I have going on here. So I think I'm going to do that. Oops. So yeah, I'm just going to follow this along. So now, once I realized that my camera wasn't recording, I don't know what you've heard me say and what you haven't heard me say, and I completely forgot about what I was talking about when I realized that it had quit filming. So now I don't know what to say. Okay, do I want to do another row? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to do the one. Ooh, maybe? You know what I should do? I probably should just leave my thread here and not just, you know, cut it off just yet, because I could pick it up somewhere else and do that. I thought about that. Okay. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to like put that on pause, leave it there. I'm going to go back to my yellow and maybe my green, and then maybe I don't have to tie it off constantly. But I might be wasting some thread if I'm just doing, I need to trim that off. I'm just wasting thread on the back if I don't, you know, end the thread there and I'm jumping way across. I try not to do that. I try not to waste thread if I can help it. And tell me, do you even make knots on these kind of things? Because this is not something that's going to be worn or anything. It's just going to be, you know, put somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these when I'm done. Ooh, I know what I might do. I think I'm going to come up here into that stitch and go into that one, and I'm going to fill in the gaps in between here. I've seen other people do that. You have to be very precise with your stitching for that to look really uniform. But like I said, here I go. Recovering type A personality. This is not about the end result. This is just enjoying being creative, enjoying working with these threads. Uh-oh, I'm getting tangled up. There we go. So I think it's going to take me a long time doing slow stitching to get out of that habit of, you know, what it's going to look like in the end, being worried about that. I need to do more slow stitching so that I'm not always so concerned about that. Oh my goodness, I'm having trouble. There we go. There we go. I think when it gets smaller, when the thread gets smaller, it gets kind of hard to thread your needle for some reason, for me at least. Oh, this is cute. I kind of like this. This is really cute. Whoops, that one didn't turn out so great. That is really cute. Look at that. I'll show you up close because I don't know how well you can see it. So I just did the yellow in between the stitches and I made one straight line. That's really cute. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back. Where is it? Go back to my green. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stitch. That's all I'm gonna do. I know. I'm gonna do like a long stitch and then maybe a little stitch. Let's see what that will look like. Then I'm going to do a long stitch and a little stitch. Let's see. Oh, that one wasn't quite small enough. Oh, I so apologize for all my sniffling. My allergies are just really not great right now. Okay, so and then I'll do one more long stitch. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of a fun pattern. Okay, so I do think I'm gonna tie this off. And then I'm gonna get work on my blues. But I am gonna take my orange and I'm gonna do one more line across. Oh, that's the one I had trouble threading. Okay, hope my scissors aren't banging around too loud. Because they might be, and I apologize if they are, and that's annoying to you. So what I haven't talked about on this channel too much is the health journey that I've been on. What people like to call that these days. It will be a lifelong journey. It will not be a short journey. I have been trying. Oh my goodness, I cannot thread this needle. I've been trying to change my habits. That was my goal in January. You know how we like to make New Year's resolutions, and mine was I wanted to be healthier. I didn't necessarily have like a weight loss goal in mind. So I just wanted to change my unhealthy habits. That's what I wanted to do. And then I felt like weight loss would come with that. Well, what happened was I got about halfway through the year and I lost about, I don't know, probably the first part of this year, I lost about maybe 15, maybe 20 pounds. And then what happened is about mid-year, my husband kind of got on board, and he was like, I kind of want to lose a little bit of weight too, and so him and I started, or he and I started, we started exercising together. We started swimming and walking and counting our calories and doing that, because when I was younger, that is how I lost the most weight that I've ever lost in my life, was when I was counting calories. But at that time in my life, I did not have a child, and I was single, and so I was the only one. I was cooking for myself, and it's easier. I think it's easier. Unless you have someone who's really on board with you and willing to do everything, to do it with you, it's really hard. But since my husband is trying to do this with me, we have both been doing really well. Okay, I had to get a drink there. Okay, so now I'm going to start working on my blues. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with this variegated blue here. It's very beautiful. I'm going to, I want to stitch this in a way, hopefully, that it kind of looks like wind. That's what I'm kind of thinking in my head. I'm not sure if it's going to turn out that way, but we're going to try it out and see. So because of where I'm pulling this thread at, it's going to go from a dark blue to kind of a gray blue. So I think that'll be really pretty. So I'm going to start with that one. I'm also going to stitch across this way. These lines are going this direction. I want to stitch this way and kind of look like, I'm picturing like a children's book with the wind, when the wind has a face, you know what I mean? And it's blowing the wind toward this hot air over here. We're going to pretend this is a cool wind, cooling off our hot, I'm going to say summer air. I'm going to take it apart like this time. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do the one at a time and pull it through. I don't really know which way is faster. I've heard that to pull it one at a time is more proper, and that it will look better in your finished work. But I don't know. Okay, so I want the dark end, I think, to be first. So that's where I'm going to put my knot. So I'm going to thread the lighter end of my thread here, and I'm going to knot the darker end. Okay, and I'm probably going to turn it around because I wanted to go this way. I probably should have thought that out more. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter which direction it goes. I guess it could go this way. There's really not a top and bottom, so maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. I'm just going to do a running stitch. And I'm going to do a very curvy running stitch is my plan. To Hopefully it'll look the way that I want it to. But like I said, I'm trying to focus on the process rather than the end result. Because honestly, I'm letting this piece go to nature. I'm going to give it to nature. And I'm going to see what the elements do to this fabric, to the thread. It's going to be really interesting. I was really inspired by K3N and her bundle. I think she calls them bundle books that she did like one a month, and she entered them into what's that called? I don't remember what it's called. Where you can go and observe and look at these things. Okay, I need to go lower here. But she really inspired me to do that, because I love nature and I love being out in nature, and I just think that would be wonderful. Here where I live, a few years ago, a lot of people were like painting rocks and leaving them for people to find, and that was so much fun. My daughter just loved seeing that and finding those. And I think this would be kind of fun to do in a similar way as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm trying to make this look curved, but it's proving to be quite difficult. I don't know, but I'm trying here. Ooh, I could do a loop-de-loop. Maybe I'll do a loop-de-loop. How would that look? That might be fun. I'm gonna do it. Why not? So I don't typically make like stitch journals, but I might start. That might be something I aspire to do in the new year, because I really love embroidery and working with things like this. I even thought about giving cross stitch another chance. I tried to do cross stitch when I was a young girl, and it was so incredibly hard for me. I'm not sure why, but it was really hard for me. I'm gonna put that on pause. I'm gonna leave that thread there. Maybe it won't get in my way, and I'm gonna grab a different thread here. But yeah, I tried, and my mom tried to teach me cross stitch. My mom did several cross stitches, little projects and things, and I just could not get the hang of it at all. And recently, I can't remember if I bought it or if my sister gave it to my daughter, but she got a little cat cross stitch because I thought she might like it. And like I said, I don't remember if I told my sister about it and she picked one up, or if I bought it. I cannot remember. But it's a little purple cat, and my daughter just picks it up every once in a while, and she works on it, and she picked up really quick. Like, she was like, oh, okay, I know how I can do this, and I didn't have to help her or anything. She's been working on it, and that little kit it came with everything you needed to make it, but it did not come with like instructions on how to cross stitch. Like, they're kind of assuming you already know how to cross stitch, which she did not, and I barely know, and so I was really proud of her that she just picked it up really quickly. And it kind of inspired me to see her do that like so easily. Kind of inspired me. I'm like, maybe I want to try cross stitch again. There is an artist in England. You might have heard of her. Her name is Josephine Wall, and she does, or I don't know if she makes them for the company Buffalo Jigsaw Puzzles, but I love her work. And I just recently found out that she also has, there are companies that have cross stitch, like things that she has developed for cross stitch. And I was so interested in that. Oh, I think I would really love that. I don't know that I have the cross stitch skills to do that, but I would try because I mean it's Josephine Wall. I just love her paintings. I have several of the puzzles. I like jigsaw puzzles, but those particular puzzles, ooh, they are hard. They are hard because sometimes they won't. They'll have like the same shade of one color. Like one I have that I still have it. It's not even put together yet. It's kind of on pause. And it is it's called Moon Goddess, and it has this beautiful image of a woman with holding the, I believe she's holding the moon in her hands, or it's kind of like hovering between her hands. I can't remember. It's so beautiful. And that puzzle, I have the moon all put together, but that puzzle is so tricky because it's just all different colors of blue. Pretty much the whole puzzle. And and when you have that, I'm not sure if she does watercolor or if she does oil paints, or maybe she does both. I'm not sure. But the way it's made, it's really hard. It's really hard to put together. You do not have like a picture to follow to put together. You just kind of have, I don't know where I'm going here with this thread. You just kind of have to follow the pieces and match the pieces together by shape rather than by a picture, which is fine with me. I'm okay with that. But, ooh, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I think I'm going to come across here. Not really sure how I want to do this. I'm just playing around here with this. Hopefully it will simulate some kind of something. It will to me anyway, and that's what's important, I think. This, somebody else could look at this piece of work and be like, I don't know what that is. It's kind of how art is, though, you know? Oftentimes it means something to the artist that other people don't really know or understand. It's up to your own interpretation, I suppose. I really love textile art, and I really want to do more of it. Okay. At first when I did this, I just wanted to cover all of it in stitches, and then I realized that no, I'm not going to do that because I want, hopefully, something will happen with the eco print. I'm going to try to have an eco print. I'm going to bring some of this blue into here so you can kind of see how it's beginning to cool off this area over here. Okay, I think that's cool. And I'm going to go back the other way. Excuse me for my frog in my throat. Okay, hopefully I don't get too tangled up here. I might. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. I even like how it looks on the back. I think it's cute. Actually, I want to go a different direction here. I want to go kind of over here. And I'm just going to go back, and then I'm going to pick up another color and kind of work on that. I have no cats in here with me today. I think they're all sleeping in the living room. So we have one cat, our rambunctious cat, Shadow. He can open up door handles because we have those those straight door handles, if you know what I mean. not the round knobby kind, but he can open those up. And so recently we changed all those door handles out to knobs, and now he can't open them up. So he is beside himself. He doesn't know what to do now. He can't just go in any room he wants to. And he makes a lot of noise opening them up. A lot of times I've been filming and then I can, I'll hear him. And I'll have to stop my filming because of his loud clunking trying to get the door open. Okay. Trim that off a bit. I think at the end of this video, I'm going to, when I take it outside, I'll give you a little update and a little walk around the butterfly garden. I think that might be fun. I haven't done that in a while. If you've watched some of my older videos, I've been working on this area of our yard on our side yard beside our house. And I've been really trying to get it looking pretty. And it's very overgrown at the moment. I've been trying to kind of clean it out. I had a lot of salvia that have reseeded itself voluntarily, and I pulled those out. I dug them up and I moved them, not very far, but I moved them somewhere close by where I wanted them to grow, because there was just so much of it and it was crowding out the little thyme that I planted. And it had flopped over. It didn't look very good. And so I just kind of moved it so it could live somewhere else. And so I've been trying to, what did I do here? Oh, I messed up something here. Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay. And so anyway, I moved those. So it looks a little bare now. And so what I did is I took some old straw bales that I had kept last year, and they still look pretty decent. So I put those down and I got my little scarecrows out and I put those up there along with some pumpkin decorations, and it looks really cute. I think anyway. Looks a little less bare. And so I'm going to keep working on that area. I'm going to decorate it for fall, but I will give you a little tour when we go out there. And because I cut down a lot of the, well, I cut them down first and then I transplanted them, the salvia. I didn't want to cut down everything where the pollinators wouldn't have anything, so they have them. There's marigolds. The marigolds are blooming beautifully. And then I'm trying to think of what else. The butterfly bush is blooming. What is that called? Verbena is blooming too. And so it's all looking good. But the verbena does not look so good. It really needs a cutback, and I'm hoping it will regrow because it won't get cold here for a while. So I'm hoping that it will kind of regrow and look better. But I didn't do that yet because, like I said, I wanted to keep as much for the pollinators out there as I possibly could. So when the salvia refreshes and comes back again, then I'll go and cut back the verbena, because it is not looking the best. We had so much rain in the spring that I think it got a little bit of powdery mildew, and the foliage looked terrible, and it looks bad now too. But it still has blooms on it, and it's still blooming, and they're loving it out there. So I'm not gonna take it down yet. Okay, I think I'm just about done all I'm gonna do. I might do a little more with the variegated thread. That really just kind of blended in. Look at that. You can barely even see this through here, but that's okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to come back and do a little bit more of that variegated thread. So I'm just going to tie this one off So I think I'm done with it for now. And I brought inside a couple of goodies that I was talking about that I wanted to use in my bundle here that I thought might be good. I really need to do more research on eco printing and things like that, and dyeing. I need to do more research on that because I'm really not sure, you know, what exactly to put in there. And I watch other people, but they have, you know, they have different things where they live than what I have naturally where I live. And so I don't know, maybe it's just trial and error, and I just need to kind of try it out and just see what happens, because I mean, that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm just going to experiment, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to tie this one off. So I think I'm going to jump, maybe, how do I want it to go? I'm going, you know what? Well, first of all, I'm going to bring it up here. No, maybe not. I'm just going to bring it around here and bring it back to the front. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring it kind of over this direction. You know, it is quite relaxing and fun just to, you know, just to stitch and not really any particular pattern or form. There is something really, really pleasant about that. I'm afraid this video is going to be very, very long, and I apologize if you don't want to watch a long video. Most of my videos are, well, I won't say that. My videos are kind of all over the place. Some of them are quite long, and some of them are not at all. Some of them are about 15 minutes or so. And then some of them are about 40 minutes. So, and then I have the long format videos where I'm not talking or anything. It's just some music playing and I'm just working. I try to do kind of a variety of things. Okay. Well, okay, if I was worried about how it looked, I think I would bring more of these up into here. But I think that's all I'm gonna do, because like I said, I really want to see what kind of pattern I get on this white fabric, and so I think that's gonna be it. Now we get to bundle it up. I'm going to use some of that pretty little ribbon things that I have to bundle it, because I am completely out of jute twine, which I love to use. Most of things like this, well, I use it for all kinds of stuff, but it's so versatile and so useful. But I don't have any right now. I do have some cotton twine. I could use that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use this right here. I think this will be really pretty. It's the same. I just realized that now. It's the same thing I used here. I'm going to use that to bundle it up. And this is, I'm sure, is probably polyester, so I don't think anything maybe might not happen to that. Okay. So now I'm trying to figure out how I want to wrap it up. So let me show you my piece here. Up close, if my camera will focus. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, there she is. And now I have this sad looking little pine cone here that has lost a lot of its things, because like I said, it was in my compost pile, and when I was shoveling my compost pile, it must have fallen out. And I'm gonna put it in here somewhere. I don't know how yet. And then I also have some dried hibiscus leaves. These are from my little braided hibiscus tree that I have. I purchased it this year. I have another one here. And so I'm going to wrap those in there. So So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. I don't want it too terribly tight. I've seen people wrap them really tight, but I don't want it tight because I think it'll, I don't know, that might break to pieces if I do it like that. Okay. So, should I do that in the middle? And then maybe put in another one? No, that's too, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Maybe I'll just put them in here together. Now these leaves, these hibiscus leaves were, they were like a red color. And I think it's two different varieties that are braided together, and it's like a red and like a pink. It's really pretty. Okay. So now there, I'm gonna just tuck that in. Okay. Now I'm just going to tie it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. I wonder if I'll be able to use this thread once it's done. Once this comes back. Like, I wonder if I'll be able to use this. Take this off and like reuse this. And I wonder what it will look like. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do there. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. I wish it had been a little longer. Probably going to shrink some, isn't it? I probably should have wrapped it up a little tighter, but this is my first time. It looks kind of like a little tree. Look at that. Oh, it's really cute. I almost kind of want to put something on it, like the date. I should have put the date on there. Oh, I should have done that. Well, I'll do that next time. Too late now. I should have stitched a date on there. Okay. Well, now I'm going to take it outside and place it in the butterfly garden. And like I said, I will take y'all around and give you a little tour. I'm trying to figure out where my needle goes back into this case. I think it goes in here. I think it's that needle. Okay. All right. So let's take it outside. Okay, here we are out here at the butterfly garden. I have placed my little bundle inside this plumeria leaf here that had fallen off, and it had curled up, so I thought it was perfect. Isn't that cute? And I think I'm going to place it right over there behind the guardian cat. So let's put it over there. If I can do this while I'm filming. I think I'm just going to put it back behind here. So, right down in there. I don't think I'm going to put it on top of it. Let's see. So he's just going to be right behind the cat. I'm not sure if I should turn it over or just leave it that way. For right now, that's where it's gonna stay. And the cat will watch over it. So I'll take you around the butterfly garden here. I've put up some decorations. There's the ones I told you about. It's not a lot. Here is a new dianthus that I have planted. And that's the white hydrangea. It's looking great. It's getting bigger. Here are some zinnias and the morning glories. They go all the way up to the top of my fence. This was the area, it was kind of my little wildflower area here. Beautiful zinnia there. Give you some close-ups. And I have two different morning glories planted here. So there's this dark one and then there's this lighter purple one. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, they're just gorgeous. There's some more of the dianthus. This is the verbena, which I told you it wasn't looking its best. But after the other salvia kind of fills in that I cut down, I will give this one a cut back too. And then there's the basil. Some more zinnias there. And that's the blackberry. I had to cut it back because it got a little too dry. It wasn't looking very good. And then I just plopped this plant back here because it just looked bare. It's kind of out of place, but it kind of fills the space for right now. Look how big the dianthus has gotten. It's gotten really big. Probably 4 times as big when I planted it. There's the other salvia, and then this is the butterfly bush. It's kind of hard to see. There's one of the blooms. Here is the fennel. Didn't do wonderfully well this year, and it got kind of crowded out by all of the marigolds. Now these marigolds had a difficult time getting started, and so I didn't pinch them back or anything, and I probably should have because they're very tall and a little bit leggy. They might need a little more sun than what they're getting, but aren't they beautiful? So it's kind of a jungle of marigolds over here. And this is the other hydrangea. I think it's a High River Blue, and it's got a new little start coming up there. I have struggled to keep it you know, happy and watered in our hot summer. So it got, and then when the roofers came, they put a tarp over all this stuff to kind of, you know, protect it, but yet it was so hot that it burned some of the foliage. But that's okay. It's my time. And there's another one. It's getting really big. And then this is just the salvia that I cut back. And let me show you around the corner here is where I planted the salvia that I dug up from over there where the scarecrows are. I want to put some real pumpkins out here, but it's just too hot right now. I'm going to wait till it gets a little colder. So let me bring you over here. And I planted, there's some volunteer salvia there, but I transplanted the other salvias over here by my little walkway up to my patio, in the hopes that they'll be happy there. And so it'll just continue from this walkway all the way over and kind of mask that water hose there, hopefully. And then it'll just continue over here where it's already been growing. So that's my plan. So there we have it. I'll leave you with the little guardian cat. And I hope you're having a wonderful first day of fall. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.